Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Randy Gregory was cut by the Broncos. I tweeted on September 8th that Sean Payton would have cut Randy Gregory on day one if he could have. So, would he help the 49ers? Well, he is currently the 137th ranked pass rusher off the edge on PFF. But in his defense, he hasn't been putting in a lot of effort. So maybe Chris Kasarik could turn it up a notch. The story is that here it is. Here's the story that Randy Gregory and his representatives asked for a release earlier this week. Coach Sean Payton, general manager, take out manager, General George Patton, who's probably never been yelled at in his life as much as Sean Payton probably hollers at him, and the owner, Greg Penner, discussed Gregory's contract, potential playing time, and his mindset, and decided that releasing him was the way to go, sources told ESPN. Now, keep in mind, this contract that he signed, 5 years, $70 million back in March of 22, $14 million base salary, another $5 million fully guaranteed next year, and last year, $14 million. God, it's a shame the Cowboys didn't re-sign him. He had that contract back on September 8th. He had that contract back on September 1st. The problem with Randy Gregory, because what they want to do is shape this as a youth movement in Denver. It's going on a youth movement. Well, but when you do a youth movement, doesn't it help to have a good, talented veteran around? Of course, the answer is yes, but Randy's not that. Randy, from what I heard, and the reason I tweeted this back on September 8th, wasn't exactly Sean Payton's favorite. Because as it was explained to me, let me just get the exact quote for you here. Sean's big on effort. Let me just make sure I get that text, or I'm just reading a text off the screen that I received from somebody who was at Broncos, was with the Broncos. Sean's big on effort. Oh, apparently Randy wasn't big on effort throughout training camp. Now, you could argue from the Niners' perspective, who cares? You can't come to the 49ers defensive line room and half-ass it. You can't come in and be a fraud. That Randy's effort will turn to 12 once he gets next to Eric Armstead and Javon Hargrave and Nick Bosa and Drake Jackson's playing hard and Chris Kasarik, Fred Warner. You can't lollygag through that locker room. Maybe that's right. Maybe he would turn it up to 12. That's not really their type of guy, though. Their type of guy is not the front runner. Their type of guy is the guy that plays his ass off no matter the situation. Their type of guy is not the, oh, don't worry, when I get there, I'll be your type of guy, right? That's what people always want. It's like, well, I know I haven't proven yet that I'm your type of guy, but trust me, when I get there, I'll be your type of guy. That ain't their type of guy. So Randy Gregory does not fit in with the 49ers culture. Now, if they look at him and go 137th ranked pass rusher, we can make him a top 30 edge rusher in the right situations. Look, guys, it's October 4th. What kind of pass rushes do you think are out there right now? We're not getting perfect candidates. So let's get a guy in, buy low. Maybe you think he's still got some talent and that you can craft him to give you 12 good pass rushes a game. Maybe. Although, the Niners already do their thing where they line up off sides once a week, and that's kind of Randy's thing, so I don't want to do that twice a game, but maybe he could be the guy that did it and somebody else wouldn't. So I think it'd be the reason it would be low risk for them is because Randy Gregory's not blowing up that locker room. Randy Gregory's not blowing up that meeting room, and they're not going to take any shit. So they could do it cheaply, but just understand, you're bringing in a guy who didn't get run out of Denver because of a youth movement. That is BS. He's out of Denver because Sean Payton's wanted him out of Denver from jump. The only reason he's been there this long is because of his contract. But if Randy Gregory could have been cut on day one, Sean Payton would have done it. Why? Not because he's expensive. Sean Payton saw the balance sheet when he got there. He knew what that roster looked like. But because he didn't play with effort. It's not their kind of guy. But it would be low risk. So would it shock me? It wouldn't shock me. But if they did it, it would be a bet on their locker room. It would be a bet on Chris Kasarik. That's a pretty safe bet. But here's what I would not do. If they get Randy Gregory, I still wouldn't bet on Randy Gregory. maybe he would prove me wrong. Maybe it's the chance he needs. Maybe he was dogging it the whole time in Denver just to get another chance. Cut me, please. Cut me. The only way I'm going to get cut from this massive contract is if I make you hate me. Maybe it was all a ploy to get out of there. Maybe. But maybe not. Like I said, the good news for the Niners is they are so strong in their own DNA and what they are. This guy wouldn't ruin things for them, but just understand, he is not their prototypical guy. He's not Armstead. He's not Javon Hargrave. He's not Drake Jackson. He's not Fred Warner. He's not Talanoa Hufanga. But those guys are on teams on October 4th. So you take what you can get. And if you feel like you need them, maybe you give him a shot. And suddenly he flips the switch. I don't know. I won't be holding my breath.